It's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming to you live Wednesday morning, March 18. I'm so glad to be back. Let me make sure that I have myself on screen here. Oops, I don't have my volume off. Just a sec. Oops. All right. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Marcia. I'm so glad to see you all. Just a sec. I need a drink already. So let me start over a little bit. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming to you live Wednesday morning, March 18. I just want to make sure that you heard all that, who I am. So I'm live every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, unless there's an exception like last week because I was on stage. But you can find me other times on my website at dazzledbystamping.com. So good morning, Marlene. I'm so happy that you're here. So we had a lovely week at On Stage. It was so much fun. I remembered to do my randomizer before I went to bed last night, so I'm ready for that. I have 2 projects that I want to show you, and so yeah, so I'm just ready. So I'll chat a little bit, waiting for other people to get on. Make sure that you let me know when you're here, because if you're new to me, that's what my randomizer is. Hi, Jamie. Oh, if you're in Florida, that must mean you're with Missy. Tell her hi. So my randomizer is, it's where I put all the names of people. It's a random name picker. It's where I put all the names of people who engage with me, let me know that they're here during my live the previous week. And so, oh yay, that's awesome. I hope you're having a good time. I don't know when you got there. Have a lovely time with her. So then, so I put the names in the randomizer and then draw names to give away the projects that I made. So I have 2 cards from last week that I made. Sorry, I keep thinking something's in my mouth. Oh, I got it. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for joining me. So we had a wonderful time, and I remembered my randomizer. That is an accomplishment if you know me at all. Remembering is not a great thing of mine. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to the randomizer right now, and we'll get that taken care of, and then I'll come back and chat with you. Random name picker. Okay, so I can't see comments right now. I have everything set up, so I'm just pressing start. So as I said, I have 2 cards to give away. Alighire is my first winner. I don't think I saw her on yet, but congratulations. Either she'll get on later or she'll find out later. Okay, pick a new winner and start. Marlene, you've been a big winner lately. Yay. Marlene VanderZouwen is my second winner. Congratulations. Okay, so I have to say, oops, wrong one. There it is. Okay. Oh, hi, Dot. Did you hear that you just won? Hi, Janine. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much. You did hear. Oh, good. So, we had a wonderful time on stage in California, and I forgot to share my favorite moment It stayed my favorite moment from on stage. So um, from the actual event, the so we do recognition there. So people who sometimes it's just stand and wave, like um, for some of your achievements. But milestone ones, like how many years you've been a demonstrator. So it starts at 5, goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and we even had 35 up, yeah, 35 even. Um, uh, so how long you've been a demonstrator, your career sales, every 100,000 they uh, celebrate. So so you have to go, if you're going to walk the stage, those are ones that are walking the stage, not just waving. So if you're going to walk the stage, you have to line up over on the side. And so the 5 year was first, and so everybody's clapping, whatever. Well, I'm sure just like how she ended is how she began. The sweet little old lady with the walker, um, she was so slow walking across stage. She probably was the last one to get in line for the 5 year. So everybody's ahead of her, and so she ended up with the spotlight all to herself. So she has her walker, and she's just waving to not anybody in particular, just waving as she's walking across stage. And it was just the most precious thing. She got a standing ovation. She had to have been 80s or 90s, I don't know, but she, of course, Carrie, Sharon, and I all had tears in our eyes from it. You know how we are. But it was just awesome. For 5 years, she walked the stage. It was just fabulous. I loved it. That was my favorite moment about the actual on stage. It was just so sweet. um, can you say what special title you earned there for which you received a special gift? Oh, okay. So this is it's not something that I promoted to. I've had it for a while. So you start out at bronze, and then it goes to bronze elite after you have so much in sales for 12 months at a time. It's always, we're always looking at a picture of 12 months at a time. So it goes bronze, bronze elite, silver, and silver elite. And for some reason, silver elite is always, and you're precious to the elderly. Anyway, it was just precious. Like, and we didn't think to take a picture until she was already long gone. Well, at least probably off down the stage. I don't know. It was just amazing. So silver elite seems to be the hardest one to achieve. Has to do with your sales, but also what your team looks like under you. You have to have a team, and you actually have to have somebody under you who has a team and enough sales. So if you're silver elite and above, it goes up to, so I'm silver elite, so it goes up to gold, gold elite, platinum, and platinum elite. I think those are the only ones. Is there anything between gold and platinum? Carrie or Nancy? I honestly don't remember. I think that's it. But it's all the titles from silver elite and above are based on well, no, gold, which would be me next. You have to have silver elite and above. So the title's gold and up, you have to have however many number of silver elite and above. So it's just for some reason it's just a harder title to get. So I actually with obviously the help of all of my customers, I actually earned an incentive trip before I became silver elite. I think it was within, I don't know, within 6 months or something like that. But I earned a trip before I promoted to silver elite. So by the way, anytime I mention trip or title or whatever, well, silver elite and above is not, it's doable. I'm not sure if there's any sort of disclaimer that I have to mention for silver elite, but since I mentioned my trip, less than 1% of all demonstrators earn the trip every year. So, so I have to say that so that I'm being cautious for not over representing my position, sort of thing. So, good morning, Jennifer. Did you read that I met Jennifer on our trip? I was so thankful. So she and her mom came up from San Diego, a couple-hour drive. They had lunch with us, and it was just so much fun. And her mom was sweet. And actually, I remembered while I was sitting there that I actually knew her mom or dealt with her mom before too, because she had called me for gift certificates before and whatever. So anyway, it was just a lovely time. I'm so glad. Yeah, it was lots of laughs. Oh, of course, Jennifer had to have me tell my TSA story with my hydrates. And if you've not heard it, you'll have to ask me in person sometime, because I'm not doing it again on video. It's crazy. So I was not such a bad person this time. We did have some delays, and who is Jennifer? Part of the founders? No, Jennifer Carmine. She's sorry, I'm pointing. You can't even see me pointing. I'm looking at the people who comment. She's always on our lives, so I talk to her like I talk to you, whatever. Yeah, she's a hobby demonstrator, but she's on my team. So I think, Janine, you know Janet Bignall. Her sister lives in California, in San Diego, and is neighbors with Jennifer. So I connected with Jennifer through Janet, and yeah, and she became a team member. So we hadn't met. She's been on my team for 1.5 years and been following me for a few years, and thanks. It was a great trip. Yes, Marjorie. So we just had fun. It was great. So I did have some delays. There were some tears because of a delay. I'm not even going to get to that, but it was totally just me being emotional, sort of thing. But we were very fortunate, and Mom had her own fun stories. Yeah, she did. I forgot that one. So Carrie was there with me, and so was my friend Sharon Tisdale. So it's funny, Carrie I met through Nancy, going to these events, going to On Stage. And Sharon I actually met on my very first incentive trip. It wasn't a full one, it was the weekend getaway that we had in Washington, D.C. So when they had the weekend getaways, there was no formal Stampin' Up! Event during the trip. On the full incentive trips, always the first full day they have a general session. Just a sec. Excuse me. They have a general session where you learn about the state of Stampin' Up!, you see new product, you find out where the next trip is that you aren't earning yet the following year. And so that's during the full incentive trip. Well, back several years ago, they had mini trips that you could earn where you had to earn 10,000 less points to be able to go. So what Stampin' Up! Did, they did have corporate people there, just as like if you had any questions or things like that, but there was no event. But what they did was they set up, I'm just going to say 7 different restaurants with a block of reservations, and you could choose the restaurant and choose the time that you wanted, and then have dinner with other achievers. And so we had dinner together with, I still can't put the number on it. I think there were 5 of us couples. I always want to say I had dinner with 5 other couples. But it was awesome. So Sharon and I met back then, and have just stayed friends. And it was an awesome time because all of our spouses were there. Todd got to be with his peers for the first time, other husbands of demonstrators who know what he has to deal with. All the shenanigans, good and bad. And it was just a great time. So anyway, so that's how we know each other. And yes, as Carrie said, Jennifer's mom had her own stories, but I won't get into that. Oh my goodness, it was a lot of fun. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if there's anything else that I forgot to tell you. Oh, so I got to. Has everybody seen my post or the video or whatever? Stampin' Up is coming out. Well, they came out with, but it's just not across the board, and it's not yet. New ink pads. I've played with them. They're actually nice. I was a little bit worried. Well, first of all, I was worried because when when I heard people talk about it, they said felt, but in my mind it went fabric. And so they're different than the old fabric ones. Excuse me, one of the biggest reasons that they changed, well, there were two big reasons why they're changing. And first of all, the only change that's happening this year is, excuse me, the new ink colors are coming out in the new ink pads. Excuse me. Then in 2027, all the ink pads are going to be changed over, and they're going to revamp the whole color thing like they do every 5 to 7 years. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify when that was happening. So, before I move on from that, so you need to get, so the actual formulation of the ink is going to be different. Stampin' Up is saying you cannot use old refills on new pads. That will not be a good thing. The formulation is going to be different. So if you have pads that you love or pads that you end up re-inking a lot because you use it with blending a lot or that kind of thing, you're going to want to get your refills sooner than later, just because, you know, once it gets to the end of the 2026 time, things are going to start, you know, retiring and that sort of thing. But anyway, so two main reasons why they're switching. One is they're making it a magnetic case. They actually got the rights to, yeah. Marsha's saying exactly why they're switching it. Her arthritic hands with these firm foam pads. So Stampin' Up got the rights from Close to My Heart for the new pad design. It's their pad design. But I'm just going to show you really quick in case you've not seen the video. So we're going to pretend that this is a lid and pad. So the lid is actually the pad. It still is the flipped over version. So if this were the ink pad, all you do is you can go like this to open it up, or go like this. You have to flip it over then to open it up. But it's really easy to open, but not in a way like they're magnetic. So they'll stay together until you try to open them. They're completely stackable. They will stay together, magnetic. So the cap, the magnetic part of it, is the biggest reason that they're switching. But another reason is why they're going with the felt as opposed to firm foam. 2 words. Well, I guess it's 4 words. Purple Posy and Cloud Cover. So both of those ink pads, it will be really nice. Both of those ink pads, they were never able, well, Cloud Cover is on the market. It's a last chance item. It's you take your chance. Right before On Stage last year when Cloud Cover came out, they tested the Cloud Cover, and some of the pads, they were, like the color was turning gray instead of the bluish gray that it is. And Purple Posy we never got back on the market for the whole 2 years that it wasn't in color. And what they found, I don't know if they figured this out with Purple Posy, but they did figure it out with Cloud Cover. It had to do with a chemical reaction between the ink itself and the pad itself. Like it turned a different color for some pads over time. And so the felt, they're not guaranteeing that there won't be any problems, but it's much less likely to be a problem for the whole chemical reaction sort of thing. So those are the two biggest reasons. Unfortunately, I know I've not said this on screen. The ink pad price is going up dramatically because of the magnets, because of the whole thing. It's going from $9 a pad to $14 a pad. So I don't know that I'll be switching all my colors over. That doesn't make sense to me. I actually like firm foam, but it might be something where if I'm having my customers have to use it more for projects or whatever, maybe I'll do it like a pad at a time or something. I don't really know, because one thing that will be great and is great, we did use it at on stage. I won't have to be like, just go tap, 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 not push, push, squish. It is a lot. And then still get ink all over my whole block. So, yeah, it's a big amount. The thing is, everything is increasing in price. I mean, all around us is what I'm saying. I'm not saying everything at Stampin' Up! Is increasing, but that's a lot. It goes into the materials. It goes into just everything. So, as I said, for the first year, or for now, just the in colors are switching over. In 2027, all colors will be switching over, and then they'll be changing. They'll be revamping the whole color, everything. Like what colors are there, how they're, what color families they're in, that sort of thing. So, I did use them. They're nice. I didn't even really have to think about it. I just tap, tap, tap. It's definitely just an easier pad to use for most people, because most of my people forget. Even I have team members that forget to do it. So to be more gentle, or especially with the smaller the stamp, the more gentle you have to be. So anyway, also, in case you haven't noticed this, Stampin' Up! Is coming out with a hybrid basic black ink pad, which is going to be well, I don't know if they're completely taking it off the market, or if they're just putting them on the online exclusives. The hybrid basic black pad is going to be magnetic, and it's supposed to be doing the job of both Memento and StazOn. So, able to use with watercoloring and able to use with Stampin' Blends. I do know, and we saw it actually in action, one of the biggest things you'll need to do is make sure that you let it dry. You know how our inks dry pretty quickly? Well, one of our presenters, she stamped a greeting. It wasn't that she colored it or anything. She just stamped it and then sort of swiped it. You know how just your hand, you swipe it, and it spread. So you definitely have to let it dry. So, I can't think of any other things to tell you. I've already been talking for a while. Depending on how long I take, I may show you one other thing. But otherwise, I think I'm just going to get stamping now. So, I'm going to put you down. Carrie, close your eyes. And then I'm going to show you my projects. So, let's see. I am over my space. I need to flip it. And now you are safe. Oh, my stamps are in the way, though. There we go. Okay. All right. So I'm doing a treat container. And so whoever wins this next week, you're going to have to come get it. I don't ship. Oh, I'm going to try my light again. I did recharge it. Let's see if it helps, because it's looking very shadowy. There we go. Oops, sorry. All right, so I'm going to connect it on here. There, that is helpful. It's still there a little bit, but oh well. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay, so I'm doing the treat container, and I'm taking a chance and actually doing the cutting and scoring here with you. So hopefully this, I need to move my computer or I'm gonna start moving things. Yes, with chocolate. Yes, yes, yes. So that's why you have to come get it if you win it. Okay, so I do have and will share a picture. I've actually done this one before. This is, just a second, stays on a memento, will be discontinued. So if you want refills, get them ASAP. Yes, good thinking. Thank you, Carrie. I did not hear or pay attention or something. So thank you for that mention. Yeah, if you don't want to just have the basic black. So get your refills now. Okay, so I will be, you know how I do my project sheet every week. I will be doing the project sheet on this treat container. It's called a mini milk carton, and I've done it before. And somebody asked me about it a few weeks ago, and I realized that I haven't done it in a while, so I'm going to do it again. And I have a new picture that I wrote up. So the size that I'm doing is for chocolate, but I've also done this for, I don't know how to say it. I always just say EOS lip balm, you know, the lip balm that is in a thing like this. I did sizing for that also, in case that's something that you tend to give away, or if you want to give it away or whatever. So this size, I'm going to show you a picture, or in my project sheet, I'm going to give you a picture of both sizes with the sizing and score lines and all that kind of stuff. It's the same steps to make it. It's just different measurements, if that makes any sense. So this is for chocolate. This starts out at 3 by 6, and I'm going to score at 1 3/8. Am I in camera for this? Yeah, I am. I'm going to score at 1 3/8. You're doing it on designer paper. You don't want to do it too hard, but you do need to see it. So I guess maybe I better do it a little bit harder. I just was afraid I was going to go through. I don't want to cut it. This is just scoring. Okay, 1 3/8, 2 3/4. Took me long enough, right, Jennifer? Man, it's just not showing up. Oh, I can see it. 2 3/4. 4 1/8. And 5 1/2. So because our piece is 6 inches long, we have a 1/2 inch to for a tab to close it. Okay, so I have all these lines. Now I'm going to turn it one turn, and maybe you'll win chocolate finally. I know you've wanted to be so helpful in picking other people's up. Okay, you turn it one turn, and you're going to score it at 1 inches. 1 inch. Speak right, Steph. Okay, so I'm going to cut before I burnish or crease. I say crease. I was glad to hear one of my presenters on stage, they don't say burnish either. They say the professionals say burnish. I didn't know that word existed. That was so funny. Okay, so I prefer to cut before it's creased so that I can't see it as well, but then I'm not cutting like on either side of the score line or something. Maybe I should cut it on the other side. I need to fold it a little bit just so I can see it. All right, so what I'm cutting right now is the tabs at the bottom. These are going to be the box bottom. And you have to cut it to be able to do the folding. Okay, there it is. Okay, now this last tiny piece here, I don't need. But you just won today, Dot. It's my turn. Well, Marlene's probably going to get the chocolate because she's been winning every week for the past 3 weeks. So you're both probably just going to be disappointed. Actually, I don't think Marsha, I don't think you've won in a while. Maybe I'm wrong, but okay. So this little piece we don't need here. So I would just cut here. I'm going to show you where. Right on this 1-inch line. But instead, I'm going to make an angled cut because I want this tab to have angles so that it goes together better. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm going to get it out of the way and do my creasing. So I'm going to do this first. All right, so all my tabs are creased, other than this little one. I'm creasing all of the sides. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. Maybe you recognize it already. I'm just teasing. I'm not doing that on purpose, Dot. You easily could be the winner again. I forgot to show you that I'm using this designer paper. So this is Painted Illusions. It's the product of the month that was, it was last month. And I'm not going through and showing you all these. You can search for it. You can see a bunch of the designs right here. But this is product of the month is $5 when you spend $75. It's only available while supplies last, and you can only get it one time. So you're all going to share one Lindt chocolate ball. Good luck with that. Anyways, okay, so there's that. So I have my my treat container here, and I'm using liquid glue. I've been finding that the boxes, well, some of the boxes aren't wanting to stay together with just with tear and tape. So I'm gonna put a little bit on here, more than this. There we go. I need it to stay, and I'm trying to spread it without adding more. Okay, so easiest way to put your box together is to lay it flat and close it up. Then you know that it will stay flat. It will line up correctly, that sort of thing. Okay, so we have that part. Now we're going to do the bottom. So I'm going to put some, am I on here? Yeah. So I'm going to put some on here. That was too much. I need to spread it. And close that. And then put some here. And close that. Okay, so whenever I do the bottoms like that, then I use my bone folder and press it down. Get the corners down. We need a larger treat box to hold more treats. Sounds like a chocolate party. Road trip. I don't have enough chocolate for all of you. Carrie's going to have to bring her own chocolate that I know she stashes in her closet. I got adhesive in here. Okay. All right, so we're putting everything all together. So you probably could do this with a larger piece. Let's see, you could do, so to make it to make it the same percentages or scale, to scale it, probably the biggest you could do would be, no, I'm going to do this wrong. 3 by, it has to be half, and probably is 6 by 12. I think that's what you could do. But I'm not going to try one of those. Yes, a shareable tree box. Smart thinking. Love it. Okay, so here's my box, and I'm going to show you how it fits in here. So you're just going to tuck it in here. I want it to go in straight down. There we go. Okay, tuck it in here. And then I just tuck in each side and pinch. So then I'm going to show you. I'm just using a mini clip here. Now you could use a mini clothespin or an even tinier clip. We used to have these tiny little clips. So you got your mini milk carton. All right, so I'm going to decorate this a little bit more. I'm going to take this off because I'm going to, well, I'm not going to start with a ribbon. I'm going to decorate the clip with ribbon, but first I want to do some stamping. So, did I leave the stamp set out? I think I forgot to leave the stamp set out. Just a second. And I suddenly forgot. Choose Happy is the stamp set. And do I have it? I used it at club recently. And so it was in my case. And now I don't know where I put it. I forgot to. Oh, here it is. Okay. That sounds like a math project to resize it. Yeah, definitely. But it was a math project to come up with this in the first place because I wanted it for my my Lindt chocolate bar when I did it. Okay, so this is Choose Happy. I've used this several times. It's sort of like an all occasion stamp set. Because I've done this for Christmas before. This is for summery. Obviously, that could be for summery. Fall, spring, Valentine's. Here's this face is for your pumpkin if you want to make it a pumpkin. So all of the seasons are here: summer, spring, winter, autumn, joy, life. There's 2 words here: choose happy. Hi, Kathy. There's 2 words here, but neither of those are going to fit on what I'm trying to do, but I'm still going to make this happen. I'm going to show you what it is, but I just wanted to show you the stamp set that I was using. Choose Happy. I think it's still in the annual catalog, but it could just be an online exclusive. I don't remember. So anyway, that's the one that I'm using. So I'm going to find my pieces. There it is. Okay, so I did use these stylish shapes, and I'm happy to tell you this is staying in the next catalog. I thought it said too sappy. I thought you said this is too sappy. That's funny. No, that's me. I used the second circle here from the stylish shapes. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna say hello. So in case somebody doesn't get here for a while, it won't be a problem. But I do have Easter and spring out. So I'm gonna put this on here first. I don't remember if I wanted this or if I wanted square. We're gonna do circle, I guess. Okay, so I'm putting hello on here. And then I'm putting the cute little bunny, this cute little bunny on here. And yes, he will fit, sort of. He's going on just like this. Ah! Isn't he cute? So cute. Okay, I'm going to let him dry. That's why I wanted to do that first so I could let them dry. Yay for the die cuts in the next catalog. I know. So in the catalog is beautiful, by the way. First of all, they switched it to being portrait again. And so if you didn't hear, the catalog is also something that they're changing. People tend to buy in cycles. They buy with the seasons. When we have a new catalog, people buy with that. So they're switching to having a catalog that they're all going to be 4-month catalogs. And the layout is really nice. They're putting more product in it than lifestyle sort of pictures. I know, it's just cute. So in there, so it's just going to be a 4-month catalog, but just because it leaves the catalog doesn't mean it leaves for good. Some could be carried into the next catalog, or some could be just put in online exclusives. But things that we saw in this catalog are the stylish shapes, the perennial postage dies, the nature, what's that one? Oh yeah, the nature walk or nature symphony is in the next catalog. But what am I thinking of? The all the circles that have different edges. What one's that one called? Carrie or Nancy? Do you remember? All right, anyway, here's this. And I'm going to use, I just read that it makes you happy. Dot, you're such a goof. I didn't catch that at first. I just assumed it said happy. So I love this ribbon, and it goes with this. There's Misty Moonlight in this too. And it's called Checkered. Misty Moonlight Checkered Trim is what it is. And I'm going to cut this before I start tying it. I don't have to with cards usually, but on this little clip, I need to. So I'm going to open this up. And I found that I do better when I turn it around so it's as if I'm tying it on a card. Oh, I guess I just could tuck it in there, so it's fine. All right. So left over right, and tuck the top one under, and make the knot. Textured notes. No, not that one. Spotlight on Nature. Carrie was right. Yeah, that's in the catalog also. And then right over left, and again, the top one goes under and through. And then, no, textured notes. I feel like those dies are leaving, or is it just the stamp set? I suddenly don't know. I've not been able to do a good job of keeping track of my discontinued items or retiring items. Okay, so we got our ribbon on our clip, and we can put this back on here. Ah, isn't it so cute? I just love it. Okay, now back to our bunny. Texture notes are all square with edge. They're rectangle, but yes. Everyday Arches too. Hi, Sandy. I didn't see you were here. You're right. I'm so glad Everyday Arches is here. Okay, so we're gonna color this cute little guy. I have light flirty flamingo for the ears, light smoky slate for the rest of him. So I have a funny thing to share. I honestly, I can't tell you if I knew this or I didn't, but I feel like it was new to me when watching. So we were being shown lots of techniques. Okay, so I'm gonna I'm not using dark, but I'm just adding more color to make it look like I blended with the dark. So we were being shown, funny looking bunny. Those clips are handy. Okay. What? Not a chocolate bunny? I don't think there's a chocolate bunny that would fit in this little thing. So no, not a chocolate bunny. It's a sea salt caramel lint chocolate ball. Okay. So we were being shown coloring techniques, and one of the presenters was showing us the what do you call it? The color lifter that you use with Stampin' Blends. And I could be entirely wrong, but in the moment, it was completely new to me. When they pulled, okay, now I have to show you just a sec, because I have the color lifter. Okay, so the color lifter, is is to help you undo mistakes. It's to help you add some light into your image. I'm not good enough to figure out that very well. But it's got two ends, just like all of the blends. And somehow, I don't think that I knew that there was the bullet end, the fine tip end. I don't think I knew it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just looked at it and like, yep, that's the end I need, and just completely left that out of my mind. I don't know, but that was one of the goofy, funny things that us girls had going on this past week. All right, so this is how he is. Just going on, just needs two little dimensionals to pop him on there, and we're done. Isn't he cute? So cute. Love him. All right. So, like I said, I will show you the picture, like how you cut and score, or that sort of thing, and give you the dimensions and all that kind of stuff. Okay. I need another drink a second. I've been talking a lot. All right, now, my next project is the Woolly Friends. So cute. I'm going to take this out because it gets, I don't know how you, it's like you can't see through this as well. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so Woolly Friends. So this bundle is not adorable right now. You can get the stamp set, but you can't get the punch right now until I feel like either mid or end of April, which shockingly is coming faster than we think. So this is the first time I played with it, and as soon as I stamped it, it just made me smile. It's just so cute. All right, so I'm showing this. Quick reminder, this is going to be the next stamp set that we're using for my Dazzling Card Club. Remember, you can sign up 1 month at a time or several months in a row. If you do 6 months in a row, then you get a swag bag of product, of stuff. Oh, also, the bundle is on page 51 of the mini catalog, in case you want to check it out. All right. I'm trying to organize my things here. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is my cute little lamb or sheep. Lamb sounds like it's tiny, and while it is cute, I'm not sure that I would call it tiny. So there are some things to keep in mind for using this and using it with the punch. If you, where did my black go? Oh, there it is. So whenever I use my punch, I use it upside down. And so it matters where these pieces or how these pieces are on your paper. I'm going to show you the mistake that I made so that you don't make it. So I stamped my, isn't he cute? It's just cute. So I stamped this on a piece of scrap paper, and then when I was going to go cut it, I couldn't because of where it was, because it's upside down on here. I'm sure it's to fit all the pieces in this builder. Just wanted to show you, learn from my mistakes is what I'm saying. Okay, so I want this one. I want the body down here. So of these shapes, so this one is sort of running or jumping or whatever. This is the only one that's cut out by the punch, just mentioning. Then the head, and then there's the bell and a bow. All of those things can be cut out by this punch. Okay, so I'm going to ink this up, tap it lightly, and I'm doing two things. First of all, I'm stamping it upside down. It just makes me laugh. It's so cute. And I'm stamping it on the right edge of my cardstock because I'm coming in from the left, or the left of my punch. So it'll be less parts that I'm cutting out when I'm doing it that way. Does that make sense? Then with the face, I need it to be up, and I'm going to do it on my left side again because I'm coming in from the right. It will just make it easier to get my pieces and not get all those pieces. Okay, so I'm going to punch these and set them aside for a bit because I am going to color just a little bit. You end up getting all sorts of tiny little pieces anyway from when it's cut, but at least you don't waste so much cardstock is the idea. Okay, so I have my woolly friend right up here just waiting for me. All right. Now, I'm using the same designer paper, and I chose my colors based on the designer paper also. So I'm using Fleur de Flamingo again, and this is Darling Duckling. And I used the Everyday Arches. I'm going to show you that really quickly. So for this project, you could also be used as a cloud if you remove the feet. Yeah, exactly. Or also, I should show you on here. Like this could be the cloud too. So this is if you wanted to color your lamb or your sheep or your woolly friend, this is for the inside of it. They have stamps like that for all of these. Here's for the tulips, the petals, or I mean the leaves, the bow, the bell, the little tuft on the top of his head. All of those are there. All right, so here's Everyday Arches. So I used the third largest here, and I'm just going to put it back because now you know, and the smallest for this card. Okay. All right. Now, next thing I'm going to do is this part. So I'm going to make my flowers and grass. Where is this? So I'm going to line the bottom with grass. It seems, I mean, you guys know that I tend to be able to eyeball easily, but I feel like you guys would be able to do this also. I feel like this is fairly easily lined up. Like it's not a problem to be able to do that. And before I go on, I'm going to stamp my tulips here. So for this, I'm just doing it across the whole, wherever the grass is. The whole bottom is where I want it. But then I want to make it I want to make it in the background, but I don't want it everywhere. So I'm going to come in from the side here, come in above here, side here. So I just sort of want to go all over the place to sort of make it look like he's standing on a hill, maybe. I don't know. It's just it's the way my vision worked out. Okay. Now, what letter is the block you use to stamp the grass? It is G. And honestly, I don't know if we still carry G. I'm going to be quite honest. I kept all my block sizes because I prefer using one closer to the size of my stamp than just using a great big block. I know that there were at least 2 sizes that we got rid of. I feel like B was one of them, which I think is what this, yeah, B is what this bunny is on. Or maybe even A, I don't know. I love these small ones too. So G very well could be gone. I have no idea. And I'm just going to keep using them because I like them. Okay. So here is the stamp to color in the leaves of the flowers. I love it, how easy, quick and easy this is. Makes me happy. And obviously being photopolymer stamps where you see right through the black makes it easy. All right, then, so that was Granny Apple Green, by the way. And I have Flirty Flamingo again. That's the color of my card base, and it's the color, well, there are 2 pinks in this design paper. I think I told you that last week. All right, Flirty Flamingo is going on the flowers. Now, if I wanted to, I could just stamp a few of these in Flirty Flamingo and then clean my stamp and do some of them in Darling Duckling, since I'm using that color with this. Flirty Flamingo, that is FM. Yes, it is, Carrie. Good job. I'm glad that you know that. So Carrie had to say that because one of our friends, let's see, where I have to picture where we were at. Oh, we were talking in the car, in the van. Carrie's daughter, Amber, this is the best that I can come up with for the story. I don't know that I have it exactly right, but I believe Carrie's daughter, Amber, wanted to come up with her own Stampin' Up! Color. I don't remember what it was based on, but she said she wanted to do that. I converted wrong time again. Hi. I thought this was Sharon. Hi, Jamie. I'm so glad that you're here. And thanks. I'm glad to be home. So Amber had come up with a name. And I said, but it has to have the first letters have to be the same in both words. Like Flirty Flamingo. And then Amber probably said, oh, okay. And a few seconds later, our friend all of a sudden said, oh my gosh, I can't believe I never knew that before. So she's been a demonstrator for as long as I have, and she did not ever realize that all of the, oh, I don't want to do this yet. All of the first letters of it are the same. So later on in the day, all of a sudden we would see her going, flirty flamingo, barely banana. Like, she was testing out all of our colors that we've had for 25 years. It was hilarious. Too funny. She will never, ever live that down. All right, so how many of you knew that that was the case? You probably aren't going to admit it if you didn't notice. All right, this is my favorite stamp of the whole set. This cute little butterfly with the path already intact. And we're going to have several butterflies around here flying into our scene. They're just too cute. All right. So Jamie just got on. She's the one that I showed all of her, well, not all of them. I left one because I was considering doing the technique, but I didn't. Jamie Sales is the one that did all of the, she was my VIP stamper last month using this stamp set. All right, so here's my scene so far. Oh, no, I just stamped this. We are never too old to experience or learn new things, or experience to learn new things. Okay. All right, I'm working with my woolly friend here. So I'm going to add a little flirty flamingo, light flirty flamingo to his ears. I'm not going to sort of color this in or stamp it. I'm just going, well, I used a very wide Stamp and Blend to color to outline the little tuft that he had. So mostly it looks colored in, but that wasn't necessarily my intention. So I always feel like if I'm leaving something white, like a sheep or a snowman, or I'm not sure what other things there are. So, like seagull maybe. If I'm leaving it white, it helps it stand out a little bit if I sort of outline with a light color. Snowman, I usually do a light blue. But with this woolly friend, I'm doing light smoky slate. It just outlining it helps him know. I didn't catch on to the same first letter for colors until now. More coffee, please. Really? You didn't? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Okay. Converted wrong time. I missed a whole bunch of sayings. Nice samples. Jamie did a great job. I know, she did do a great job. It is a fun set to play with. So we're going to do it for my Dazzling Card Club. Okay, one more little piece that I need. Flirty Flamingo. I'm doing a tiny little cheek thing. I usually forget this part, but somehow I remembered it this time. Okay. So we're going to put our woolly friend in our scene. So we need this here, and here, and here. So it was great. If you read my thing today, I told you that Todd got to meet Shannon West. She is just my absolute favorite. And I'm very bummed that she's not with Stampin' Up! Anymore. And I didn't think that I would get to see her. And we're working on a Grand Rapids event that now is going to be changed. By the way, I put adhesive at the bottom so it stays with my body. Oh, I forgot to stamp this. I'm going to try it. Think I can do it? Planning a Grand Rapids event with Shannon, and then she left, and so it's going to be changed. And so Todd was like, well, that's a bummer. I thought I was going to get to meet her. And then, okay, so this is already on with a dimensional, so we're going to see how this works. Press it down really hard. did it. So, so when I told him that Shannon was here, he said, you're going to have to tell her that I'm disappointed I'm not going to be able to meet her. And I was like, and he said maybe she could, no, I don't know what came first. I think maybe she said, well, if he's around, just tell me and then I can come and meet him. So I wasn't going to tell her that. I wasn't always by her, so I wasn't going to bother. But then she came out like right before Amber and Todd got there. Shannon West is the gal whom I wondered about who she is. Oh, gotcha. So Stampin' Up! Changed the name of the titles, but she was the DDM for our region, Demonstrator Development Manager. Had been with the company almost as long as I've been with Stampin' Up! She was the one. Do you remember when I did the I forgot which way. Oh, I went it this way. When I did the demonstration of the what do you call it? The honeycomb bird, the little yellow bird, and said that there was a oh, what did she call it? Just a sec, I gotta think of the right word. There was a, what's the word for copyright? Thank you. I could tell on your blog she was important to you. Yes, she was. Do you remember, what's the word? When something is copyrighted, what's another word for copyright? Registered. There was a word. Anyway, it was I'm just going to say copyrighted. She copyrighted a way to be able to send a card like this. And it was a chick, a little yellow chick that had a big honeycomb belly. Yeah, trademark. There we go. Patented. That's the one. It had a patented way of being able to send this. And do you remember when I did it at Hostess Appreciation one time? So I said I learned this way. Patented, I think, was the word that she used. I learned this way to be able to send a card like this. Do any of you remember what I'm talking about? You probably wouldn't until I tell you what I did. So she demoed this cute little adorable thing, and she said, "Are you ready? I'm going to show you how we can send this." And she grabbed a great big, like a dictionary or some huge thick book, and went smash. And she smashed the honeycomb on the chick. Oh, it's just as funny to me today. And then she said, some cards you just have to hand deliver. So I literally was laughing for 10 minutes when she did that presentation. I could not contain myself. It was so funny. And then I wanted to do it for as many people as possible, so I saved it till Hostess Appreciation when I would have a great big group. And anyway, I think ever since then, she's just been a favorite of mine. And then we worked together for Demonstrator Council and that sort of thing. And I feel like I have a lot more flowers than I did the first time I did this. All right, so I stamped sending flowers and sunshine. It was so funny. Literally, I could not stop laughing. The whole presentation went on, and I'm still sitting there crying, laughing at her. It was just too funny. So anyway, that was that. So we got to know each other more with me doing Demonstrator Council and working together and stuff like that. So yes, she was is important to me. Isn't that so cute? Okay, so I'm going to use my light Flirty Flamingo again. So it's kind of funny, probably because it's light. Even I was afraid to use another pink on here because I already have the pink card base and the pink tulips. But because it's light Flirty Flamingo and I'm just using a light touch and barely getting color on here, it adds a different shade of pink. So that's a cool thing. All right. Now, of course, we need embellishments. And I chose these. Okay. So these are called Pearls of Beauty. There is designer paper that's in this suite. There's, I don't know what all stuff there is, but crumb cake, probably Calypso Coral, but I don't remember what this color is, and white, and I just wanted white. I still remember, I don't know if Dot remembers this or not, but I still remember Liz was sitting next to Dot at Hostess Appreciation, and Dot was sitting there going, now how in the world is she going to send that? And Liz knew the joke and knew what I was going to be doing, and she's like, just wait. That was the best. Okay, so I'm going to put one here. So there's 2 different sizes in these 3 colors. And one there. And one there. There we go. It's all done. Thank you. I feel like I put too many flowers. Here I thought I was going to be covering some up, but I put more. So I'm going to show you my original one. This was my original one that I did. I guess I didn't do 3 layers. That was the deal. So which one do you like better? Do you like more flowers or less flowers? I don't have to win the chocolate box. This card is totally cute. Well, thank you. So what would your preference be if you were to win? The less flowers or the more flowers? Looks like the Tulip Festival. I know, that's what I was thinking. I like them both. Hard to choose. Yeah, I was picturing rows and rows and rows of tulips like you see at the Tulip Festival. I'll take them both. Sounds good, Jennifer. I love it. So I'll show this to you. I don't know if Kathy was still here. I know Jamie was not here. Oh yes, I do remember the splat. More tiptoe through the tulips. Exactly. So this is, I made a mini milk carton again. I don't know if I've made it recently, but when I was trying to look up my video, when Jennifer had found it, it was like from 2015 or something. It was a long time ago. So I thought it was time to do a mini milk carton again. More tulips. Love that little milk carton. Me too. And I used the Choose Happy. I just made the bunny go off a little bit. Thank you. All right, I think I'm done gabbing now that it's over an hour-long video that I don't usually even make it to an hour. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was lovely to chat with you and be back with you. I will be here again next week, Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are not on my email mailing list, make sure that you get on it, and I will send you the project sheet for the mini milk carton, including the picture of, so I said this early on, I'm glad it was longer because I was so late. Oh, I will be in Michigan next 2 weeks with grandkids, so we'll watch later. Don't put me in drawing for chocolate, as I would cause more issues. That's funny. All right, well, hopefully I can see you. That would be lovely. I said this in the beginning, but I'll mention it one more time. So the the picture that has the measurements for the mini milk carton. So I did the one for Lindt chocolate ball or Lindt chocolate, but there's also dimensions for the EOS lip balm, you know, that circle lip balm thing. So in case you wanted for something like that too. Okay, have a wonderful day. I will see you again next week. Thanks so much. Bye.